The power of the outward mindset can be seen within the turnaround of the Ford Motor Company, a change that began with the hiring of a new CEO, Alan Mulally. Alan was a CEO of Boeing at the time and spent 37 years developing the world-renowned planes. In 2006, he was hired as a CEO of Ford. Ford was in a desperate state at the time. Bleeding at the rate of $17 billion per year, they hired Alan Mulally to remedy the problem. As Mulally soon discovered, Ford's culture was pompous and punishing. None of the executives felt responsible for the problems of the company. To combat this, he implemented a weekly business plan review, or BPR. The board met to review the company's plan and vision while developing solutions for the issues reported in the meeting. The executives couldn't have anyone else report for them. Each member of the executive team was accountable for their part of the business. The meetings weren't popular at first. However, all the team members came the next week with color-coded charts prepared. Green meant that everything was on track. Red meant that there was a problem, and blue meant that the problem was being worked on. The company was losing hand over fist, but as the executives presented, each and every department reported green. Mulally was troubled by the sea of green charts, but he wasn't surprised by it. However, by halfway through the third week's meeting, Mulally had seen enough. "We're going to lose billions of dollars this year," he said. "Is there anything that's not going well?" His team nervously looked down. No one said anything. The next week, just before the new Ford Edge was about to ship out, a test driver reported a problem on one of the test vehicles. The verdict? They would have to postpone the launch. The chief of operations for the Americas, Mark Fields, was informed. He had a decision to make. Brand new Ford Edges with faulty parts would create a very negative image for the public. However, telling the truth and exposing challenges in your department usually resulted in losing your job. He thought it over and finally decided that since he was dead anyway, he was going to call it like it was. He prepared his chart in red. Mark filed into the room the next week with his team. When it was his turn, he tried to be nonchalant. He said, "And on the edge, we're red. You can see it here." Silence. Everyone around the table knew what Mark Fields knew. He was good as gone. Well, everyone except one, and that person started clapping. "Mark?" Mulally smiled. "That is great visibility." Then he turned to the rest of the group and asked the question that was the beginning of their education in the outward mindset. Who could help Mark with that? At the invitation, a number of Fields' colleagues jumped in with offers. One said that he had seen the issue on another vehicle and would get that information to Fields immediately. Another offered to quickly get a group of his top engineers to the plant to help on any redesign that needed to happen. In the span of 12 seconds, Mark got the help he needed. "You aren't red," Mulally insisted. "The issue you're working on is red." He wanted the team to help each other with the challenges they faced while promoting collaboration and empathy. They tore down their walls and built bridges. Working this way together, Ford was able to pull itself out of a deep ditch. Within a span of 2 years, it made such a successful turnaround. Ford was the only American automobile company that didn't have to take a federal bailout in the 2008 recession. In 2015, Alan Mulally retired from Ford and joined the executive board of Google. His replacement? Mark Fields. Mark continued his legacy too, as Ford once said, to open the highways to all mankind. To learn more how to apply the outward mindset in your life or work environment, visit us at arbinger.com.